morning. You know what I gotta do, guys? I have to adjust my microphone. Whenever I hear my playback, no matter how loud I am, or feel how loud I am, I feel like, hold on, let me put on my radio voice. I feel that I'm too low all the time. Anyway, welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello. It's right there. Right there. And today's going to be kind of a painting workshop, but this isn't a painting. What are you doing, Mel? You're a liar. I'm doing a bunch of things, guys. And one of the things that I've been priding myself or trying to push myself to do is multiple projects at the same time. And this is one of them. This is one I'm going to start today. I want to use this Arches. This is Arches 9x12. Arches watercolor 300 gigamibs, whatever the GMs. Can you guys tell me, is it grit? Whatever it is, I can't remember. Anyway, I've had this for years. I've only used one sheet of it. My good friend, my good art friend, my artist Tema from Watercolor by McCraw said, you better use it or lose it because it will go bad. So that's what we're going to do today. And I figured not today, eventually. One of my many projects. So I am going to do a study on that piece right here by the amazing Alfredo Alcala. I believe he's a Filipino artist, may he rest in peace. And this is his character, Voltaire, created by him. Very Thor-like, huh? I think this character superseded even Conan in the comics. I don't know if it superseded Crom. We all know who that is. If you don't, check out Kurt Bruegel's YouTube channel and Crom the Barbarian channel. So I'm going to put that up there. Anyway, that's a lot of talking. This is what we're going to do today. But I wanted to do some drawing while we mess around. And I think it'll be grams per meter. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Jane here to the rescue. Today's, hangout, workshop, talk shop, whatever you guys want to call it. I put workshop in my thumbnails, but it's really, guys, it's just a hangout, to talk shop, to talk art, to talk technique, to talk about tools and supplies and the pursuit of happiness. But yes, so, hey, let me change this camera angle real quick. But today I wanted to start some paintings. Bam! Simply because, why not? I've been drawing a lot lately. I think I painted a little bit last week. I finished this Hulk piece last week. Yeah, the time moves so quickly. This before that. Very proud of those. But there's something about technique. There's something about more like, not technique, more about style and capability, I guess, is what the word I'm looking for. I'm not a master painter. I am not a natural painter. This is more of a passion and a joy in trying to figure things out. And there is no right way or wrong way to do anything. It was, this is something that I saw earlier today. It was a quote, Bob Ross said it. R.I.P. Bob Ross. The G. And paint whichever way brings you joy. Whatever, and I kind of like that. I kind of dug that. So, as you can tell, this style is very different. Very, I don't mean like the atmosphere or anything like that, but just in terms of technique. As opposed to, this is kind of like the stuff I enjoy doing, kind of like that type of rendering with paint. This being the last one we did. This one's a bit different, as you can tell, with the way just the technique changed on you. I'm like an old dirty bastard from from the Wu-Tang, because there's no father to my style. I did this out of a lack of understanding on how to blend green paint. I've had issues with it in the past, some successes, a lot of failures, and I drew the heck out of this piece, and I didn't want to pork it, so I went with this tile method, and it was pretty successful. The green stays, you don't lose any muddiness, so I thought that worked out pretty good. Then there's kind of like this, which is a bit more realistic, more natural skin tones, natural poses. This is the stuff that I've been wanting to do. I've done this. I've kind of like stepped away from this a bit within the last year or so. If you was with me when I reintroduced this channel, you would see a lot of this type of stuff. Hey, cute, how are you? So, it was just, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so more natural, more, natural skin tones, that type of stuff. And I want to do this a bit more. And I'm going to be doing it a bit more in the future. As you can see, just trying out different things. And this is just blue pencil and acrylic. Wash, this acrylic wash. That's fluid acrylic. Cute as, what am I doing? I'm just going through some paintings, talking about style and technique and that type of stuff, that there is no right way or wrong way. You are encouraged to paint the way that brings you joy, period. Bob Ross. This is really what I'm going to be painting today when I'm going to start, but it feels a little tacky. I added clear gesso over this. It's a little sticky. I don't know if you can tell. You might be able to even hear it. Can you hear that? Peace. Thank you for swinging through. I appreciate you. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start with Doom because, check this out. I've been using this wet palette. Hey Ginger, how you doing, brother? Ginger and the hizzy. Ginger Bear and the hizzy. My cat, sounds like your cat. My cat is deaf. She's 16 years old. She can't hear, so she doesn't have any volume control. So she goes to town. So when was the last time I used this? Oh yeah, so the last time I used these colors were to paint this picture, and that was last week. And they're still schmoist, man. And that's something that if you're a gouache, and you're messing with gouache, it is such a money saver because gouache dries quickly. It's a water-based medium and it dries fairly quickly, which is good when you're working out, when you're working, period. But the drawback is that you need water to reactivate it. In my opinion, adding water constantly the way I used to before this, I feel dilutes the pigments and the strength of the colors. And ever since I bought this thing, the colors have never been brighter or more pigmented, because I didn't have to continually reapply water to reactivate them, because I would just come in here, get the purest color with very little water, but still moist enough that it's spreadable. This channel's gonna get demonetized with this language. But yeah, even my blends are truer. You know, you're able to put Brighter's on black, easier. Later on top, you still got to do some planning, but still. So anyway, so yeah, man. Today, like I said, these workshops, these Wednesday workshop talk shops, are for this type of stuff, like talking art, talking technique, talking trade, talking. Hey, how did you do that? How did you figure that out? You guys can ask me anything. I am not a professional in that sense. I am not a teacher, but I am more importantly not a gatekeeper. I am not a keeper of the gates. It'll be terrible of me to learn all this stuff and then, oh, look at what's capable. Look at what can be done. And if you was to ask me, just practice. No, man, what's the point? Duh. Practice is the universal answer to everything. That's not what, when an artist, when an artist like you guys or people that want to learn ask me that, my thing is not going to be like, well, you're going to have to draw it 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. No. I try to share as much as I can, mostly my errors. That's the point. So anyway, we put some gesso on this. I was convinced by my boy DW, drawing while talking. He was with me earlier. I only did fixative and acrylic. And when I put the acrylic down, it was very, it was watery. It was beading, so it made it difficult, and I had to, that's why the wash came out so watery. So I added the gesso just for a little bit of extra oomph. See how that goes. Ooh, brother, your boy been busy. And then Galacnoid. I've been drawing nothing but Galactus. I cannot wait to do this. But I don't think I have big enough brushes. Ginger, you must have seen this in my Insta. This is using gouache also on canvas. This is what convinced me that I can paint on canvas, and then I went ahead and tried to jump the Grand Canyon. I'm gonna end up like Homer when he tried to jump the Grand Canyon. Or the Springfield Gorge. Shout out to who remembers. So, this is my amalgamation of Magneto and Galactus. DW labeled them gelato, which is hilarious because I came up with like Menactus. Tough acting Menactus. Magneto. This was just supposed to be a redraw. Give me a second. I'm gonna get the original. It was supposed to be a redraw of a Galactus piece I did a while back. This one here, it makes me laugh still. The size comparison. Size isn't everything. You could do a lot of good work with a small brush. So I was talking about how iconic Galactus look is, and also how frustrating it is to draw, because it's very specific and it's very iconic, and it's like, I don't like it. I love it, and I don't like doing it. I love it how it looks. I just don't like drawing it. Does that make sense? And I remember how difficult this was, looking at Kirby's and other people's rendition of his design and trying to mellowize it, give it the mellowification process. So in the middle of drawing this guy, trying to be true, when I did the base around his eyes, it looked like Magneto's helmet. So I was like, you know what, the heck with it. Let's do Magneto / Galactus. So I just added gesso to this. If you guys are new to this stuff also, gesso is your friend. Clear gesso, this one here. Clear gesso is your friend. I actually prefer this. This is clear gesso, but it has a rough texture. This is great for if you're going to use paper that doesn't necessarily have any grit. I paint on Bristol paper, comic book paper. I paint on watercolor, mixed media. I've painted on black matte media paper. If you want your acrylics, your oil, your gouache, and you want to paint on your pieces that you've drawn on caca paper, caca, cheap, inexpensive paper, that is your friend. The gesso is your friend. This is a inexpensive sketchbook. There's no grit to this paper. I use clear gesso to do my Conan, my King Conan. I drew it out, I inked it, I sprayed it with fixative Liquitex gesso, and it adds a nice texture to it, strength to it. I did it to Doc Savage also. And I didn't do it to anything else. Speaking of Docs, I'm gonna do a Doc Savage. Where are you, buddy? Doc Savage. Sergeant Rock. I got all my names messed up. I'm also... Ginger, do you use yourself as reference every once in a while on your drawings? I'm only asking because that's not my face, but I thought that face was hilarious. That is my face. as the Spectre. Oh man, I want to do a Spectre, the Shadow painting. I thought I sketched it in here somewhere. So, alright, we should get to painting soon. Working on my giant perspective. I've been brainstorming a... You gotta use the hands. I've been brainstorming a David and Goliath piece for a little over a year now. Different shots. I just can't quite get my idea the way I want to. A lot of things are working out. David grabbing the stone, Goliath walking forward, Goliath getting his coconut pelted, the hand grabbing the stone, same type of deal. I like this shot here. Working on perspectives. Perspective is so weird, especially worm's eye view. But anyway. Now, I might do what I'll do today with this is I'm gonna do a wash. Actually, if you guys want, we'll do that right now in today's painting workshop. Why not? Anybody here that do you guys paint at all? I need to see. I wish there was a way for me to see if there's anybody like the view count. I only get view count, not current viewers, but that's all right. It's all good. Because I was going to ask those who do paint, are you in the adage of to underpaint or not underpaint? So I'm just clearing out my table because we're going to do the underpainting for Galactus. Now, why do I have my arches out? I am going to use this amazing image by Alfredo Alcala. I love the pose of the hands. I want to do some of that. I am going to do the shape of the hood. I'm going to change the way the face is, but I'm going to use that model for a Spectre painting on this paper. So that's what that's for. And while we wait, we can do that. Most mediums mastered none. Yeah, man. We are all, what's the expression, right? Jack of all trades. Master o' none. There's nothing wrong with that, brother. I'll tell you right now. All right, let me make some space. But it does make it difficult because we live in a world of absolutes, right? Because the labels that people put on us or on themselves. All right, put this right here. I gotta zoom all the way out, which I don't think. That's a tied up. Nope. I don't think I can get unless I move my camera all the way up. Do you guys care to see it? Why not? This canvas is 18 by 24, I think. Maybe I should have cleaned out my stuff before I even started. That's how big that thing is. That is hilarious. That does nothing. Oh, Ginger, I wanted to ask you also. You remember this guy? You said that there was a female version of this dude? A dudette? You gotta hit me that link. I'm gonna need a lot of paint here. Oh, you got to do with the beard? Yeah, why did I grab that one? I grabbed that one because I like the way they modeled the eyes. The dude with the beard, does he have oh, no, okay. The one I have he got like a Venom face where the eyes are covered, but you can see his maw. And I keep the face where the mouth is blank and the eyes are there. Dude, there is one. I'm gonna see if I can find the link for it. It was on either on back order or it wasn't out yet. Something like that. All right, let's do this. This is a really cool way to do what's the expression? Bravery test. Once you put this on, there's no turning back, so why not? It's also one of the reasons why I like doing the washes. Changes the temperature, right? Changes the temperature of the canvas. Changes the mood of it. It doesn't have to be burnt umber. I just really enjoy that warm color. On my earlier paintings, I've done blue. A blue wash. Because one of my favorite colors is blue. Not necessarily at that time I was doing it either as a professional thing. It was just because I enjoyed blue. And I can see blue better. Because it's similar to gray washes. And my preferred medium is pencil, is charcoal. So the more I can do ketchup in my preferred medium in color, which is black and white or gray tone, the more comfortable I'm gonna feel. But that doesn't always translate, right, when it comes to painting. Come on. I don't know if the gesso completely cured in here. Plus, I think I'm fighting the fans. The that dude, that big buff dude that we're talking about. I would see images of it on Pinterest, but the link would send me to like Alibaba or something. And I don't trust a lot of those. Most of my stuff I've gotten from Wish, because again I'm a frugal. Anyway, while going through Alibaba, I found a female one that was really cool looking, very sexy, I think, but not so disrespectful. But it was either back ordered or just wasn't available, so we live and learn. We live and learn. Even when I used to do a bit of digital work, speaking about underpaintings, my backgrounds used to be just a gray, and I would build up my values that way. Come on, you almost. I put too much. Too much. That's cool. Yeah. They're so hit or miss. I found this one from watching Ariel Oliveri, but he has a giant one, a 12-inch one. Hey, oh, that's inappropriate. But I was like, I don't want a giant figure. In hindsight, it'll probably help. I also have one that looks like Sylvester Stallone. That was one of my favorites at first, not because it looks like him, but because it has like this weird flexible flesh skin. And when you pose it, it creates folds, natural folds on the bicep. All right, I think we good. We good. You can see it's already, some of it's already dry. I never saved the link or the where I was for the female one. I wonder if it's the same one. If I find it again, I'll send it to you and you let me know if it's the same one. Yeah, I put too much in here. Oh, is Mr. Hanky? Is that a all right. But I have so many. Let me see, I got like 7 or 8 figurines that I just cycle through. All right. Clean my palette. Put it away. Put that there. Yeah. Yeah. All right, not too bad. You got a little hot right here, but you know what? I like that. I can use it. What's cool about these weird patterns that develop from these washes that once you start building out, how cool and just organically it starts popping out. So I'm gonna let this dry. All right, we're gonna do some painting a little bit. Now I can bring my camera back down. So if I don't know the jargon, my man. So when you say 2 up, are you just referring to what would be the original size for that unit of measure? That makes sense? The question makes sense to you? I actually want to draw this thing before I paint, but it's all right. Let's do some painting. Brush your teeth. Dude, you know what's great? When I saw your DM earlier this morning, I'm like, heck yeah, let's do something. Then I sat down like, shit, what the heck are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, and how are we gonna do it? But I would love, dude. Is there anything that we could do that's like obscure? Or maybe not too obscure that people are like, what the hell is that? I don't want to do like a purple people eater, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to be working on the eyes. I'm looking for smaller brushes. But something will be... I'm excited for whatever it is we come up with. It's going to be pretty cool. 2 Up was the old comics in the 60s used. Basically, 11 by 17 pages. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Damn. Flipped around. So not 2-page spread style, but like portrait style. Damn. It was like 11 by 34. Can I count? That is hilarious. I am down. I've been wanting to do a She-Ra. I've been having like everything is kind of like everything is serendipitous, my dude. So the character that I'm creating or writing will eventually is destined to become a Valkyrie, and I have some cool ideas. What am I looking for? To make a Valkyrie style She-Ra, because she technically is a Valkyrie in design. I gotta show you something because I'm a nerd. But I didn't gloss over the Rainbow Bright. So I was able to pick this thing up. It's no big deal. I just kind of like the history of it. I really picked this up. I got this at Ollie's Shout out to Ollie's. I'm waiting for their endorsement. Um, I was hoping to see their old school, their traditional, not traditional, that's kind of a stupid thing. Their old school, like artwork from like the boxes. Those artists that were doing G.I. Joe box art, Transformers box art, He-Man box art were low-key freaking masters of the medium. And any chance you get an opportunity, you have to respect those cats. Look at that OG Skeletor. That was the original design for Skeletor. That's horrifying. Yo, Ollie's is a trip. I don't know where part of the country you're from. Up north, New England, where I am, there's no Ollie's, but we had a. Oh my God, Building 19. Ollie's is kind of a mix between Building 19 because they have almost the same mascot, and a little bit of Ocean State Job Lot. What's the Christmas tree? What the hell's the name of that store? I'm so glad I don't see those down here. You in Cali from West Coast? No East Coast, West Coast rivalry here, bro. So the Silver Age 2 up pages were twice up, paper measure. Yeah, wow. That's cool. I had an idea to do a 2-page spread for X-Men 97 from the episode they had that had Cable, Jubilee. Yeah, you already know. If you know, you know. And then I just started doing my own thing. Let me see. So yeah, man, if that's if you want to do some She-Ra stuff, yeah, man, let's get how cool are these though? We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. That's so random. I love it. But this stuff is so cool, man. It's just it's such pulp art. It's the stuff that the parents that were buying this for their kids would look at and be like, it's gross, get the devil in it. And they were frou-frou on it. These are the same type of pulp covers, heroes, and just masterwork. Anyway, thought I'd share. I got the idea, I think. Okay. So you know what? Maybe I'll do that. So I was working on a piece and you said it was 2 up, or no? Was it? Now I can't remember. It's all good. Yeah, man. There's a book I have. For what the heck is his name? Mort Kunstler. Mort Kunstler, who was an amazing pulp painter. They called him the granddaddy of pulp, or whatever it was. His artwork looks like G.I. Joe box art. He made his mark on like recreating realistic military battles. So let me just minimize, make sure everybody can see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to try to use as much as what I have here. This square one is going to be good, and these are going to be good. Hopefully I can make it work. 12 by 18? Yeah. That's huge, man. That's so cool, though. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see. I only use a bit of water to soften up my brush. This wet palette is amazing. Again, the last time I used it was last week, and I mean maybe Thursday. I can't remember when I showed you guys the painting of the lady that I did, but that was it. Yeah, that's what makes sense. That's why I love the Marvel magazines that were pretty big. Not that size completely, but big enough. I don't know what that looks like. That's gray. You guys are gonna end up losing a lot of this detail here, but it looks good already. No, I'm playing. That'd be dope. We can do both. I have yet to paint something that somebody else has done. It's too wet. We could do both if that's not a problem. I've never done anything like that. I think all I would ask you would be is what kind of palette, that type. But yeah, we could go friggin' bananas. Yeah, no pressure. There's a dude called Jeff Kissinger. He is painting over my Batman Catwoman, the one I recently shared, and I gave him no direction. He asked me what references or if it was just an original. Like it's heavily influenced by, the Dark Knight, not the Dark Knight, the Batman animated, and it's influenced by Tim Burton. With just that, you do whatever you want. Don't let me change what your mind saw when you saw my piece. Phrasing. Well, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, no worries, man. You know how we roll? If go the way the wind blows us, man. I think that's really cool. And it'll be fun as heck. Hopefully, no pressure. No pressure. I want some reds in here. I am really freaking nuts over this thing, it may seem like a small thing, but I tell you, if you find something that changes or elevates your artwork in any way, you gotta. Sometimes it's lightning in a bottle, and sometimes it's a fire. What is it? A lightning bug. You gotta keep it. If it's a lightning bug, you better keep it and nurture it. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Cool. I'm beginning to put a little bit more effort in creating my own characters. Like I said, I am working on a story right now. I need black. And I'm going to be doing a lot more mail art instead of fan art. I think it's necessary. Even though my story may be years in the making, but I want to start earwigging myself and putting them in cool poses. You know how we do. That black has no oomph. It's gray, that's why. And for whatever reason, this black gouache is watery. I'm over here like praising the black, but yeah, that's too. See that? Yeah. No, you guys didn't see that. I just want to get your layouts done for your comic. No, dude, absolutely, dude. No pressure whatsoever. Do you, boo boo? All the way. $44 in total. I hear that a lot about you creators, man, that it just keeps building and adapting. And it's not hyperbole, it does happen. Yeah, absolutely. Which is what I do mostly anyway on my own stuff. I scan it in if it's the size that'll work for me for 11 by 17. Hell yeah, man. She be trying to trick us. She has a set schedule. She don't care. Plus, she's the matriarch here, man. I let her do whatever she wants. I know that. I don't. That's too dark. Too much. Yeah, it'll be perfect. If that's what you're comfortable doing, yeah, dude. And I don't mind going 11 by 17. The one thing that I have to work on my own is the working off scripts and layouts. One thing that I have to really be honest with myself is that I'm not a sequential artist, man. You guys are unique and amazing. And no, I have books in there. I really just need to get it done and try it. But I overwhelm myself with the page, and I try to do too much. I'm so accustomed to something like this where it's one piece. I only have to worry about that. All my storytelling is here. And I wrote a short story, and as I was starting to do my storyboarding and my not even storyboarding, paneling it out, I got so overwhelmed, dude. It was crazy. And I felt like like I was letting somebody down. I'm like, dude, I gotta take a step back. I'm gonna finish it. But it was like, what the hell? I'm trying to. I wonder if there's got to be a course or something. I know that there's got to be something out there, a resource out there. I thought there's a place. I thought there's a place where you can get a comic book script. With the panel descriptions and just kind of like for practices, and I can't remember where I found it. If I ever did, now I feel like if it was like dry land. If you know. Dry land does exist. After I finish this, I'm gonna stick to short stories for a while. Yeah. I recommend doing something short instead of a full story I got or graphic novel. Yeah, bro. I went from not being able to do a 6-page short story to in the process of writing a almost 200-page little novella. But I'm taking it. Maybe I'll be a better writer than an artist. And I'm not that much of a self-centered artist to be like, oh, people can't draw my stuff. Because I do plan to try to get it at least in the records, right? Get some type of publishing on it. Maybe even get it as a little novel first, and then a graphic. Who knows, man? I'm thinking way too far, and way too far. But I mean, at least I'm thinking. So I think this is cool for me. Keep doing my mini covers, my posters for my own work, and just keep building them that way. At least they will be in my mental visual library. That's what the cover I've been working on lately is about a boot. There's a few places. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. I thought I even had one. Like, I thought I downloaded it once. I might have it somewhere on my computer, but the other thing is that, maybe it could be one of those situations where I work with an artist like yourself. Well, not I'm using you as an example, that can do layouts, and then I'll just draw over the layouts, do the finishes, to get my feels around the pages and stuff like that. The expression I've been using lately is right. I don't need a handout. I just need a hand. But there's so much to do. I'm really happy and excited of where I am and how things are going. I wish things were better, obviously, Your boy's not working. I wish that was a change. So I'm pushing really hard to get this channel up and going. So I can do some returns. It'll happen when it's ready. I'm cool with that. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be here pumping out art, hanging and banging with y'all, chatting it up, and doing that, collaborating with as many people as humanly possible. You got to get me now while I'm cheap. No, I'm just kidding. While I'm cheap and free. Yeah. Yes, you have to get the script done first. Absolutely. And I'm not even worrying about the other stuff, which is really interesting, even for me, that I'm not even thinking about it. I'm more excited to get the story done out of my head. I want to mix my own green. But I don't know if I really want to have him. Do we want to give him green eyes? Same. Yeah, man. Which part? Oh yeah. Get us while we cheap, man. Get us dude, like my there's many other metaphors or stories, but I remember, if you my age, you remember Tracy Chapman. I saw Tracy Chapman in the subways in Massachusetts, in Boston. And then I heard her on the radio. And then I was singing her tunes. Like, that's kind of bananas. Where are my brushes? But yeah, you heard it. Guess why we cheap? Alright, let's see if we can do something with these grays. That's gonna be black, so yeah, what else? What else can we talk about today? That's it, man. Pursuit of happiness, man. Do you, man. Do you, boo-boo. As they say. Do they even say that anymore? Besides, Yogi? Yogi Berra? I might have to change this. We're gonna fall asleep. Oh, brother. I'm just trying to match the planes here and remove some of this blue. But even though I might keep it, I think it looks really cool. That blue gives it already a metal flavor to it. I'm using the brush, the bristles of the brush to give me those textures. And it's super watery, the paint. So I'm still going to be able to blend. And I'm just using a mix of burnt umber, some blue to make a neutral gray, and I'm keeping it more on the blue side. As you can see, it's very warm. Because I'm not going to paint his hood green, only his tunic. So his tunic is going to be in the green scale. This is actually going to be kind of really warm, almost burgundy. It's going to give it that oomph you need. Sometimes you don't need to make obviously we recognize Doom with the green tunic and everything, but you don't need that to make people know that it's Doom. You need hints of it. Don't be like everybody else. And I still want to see some of my pencil marks. And I'm trying to avoid sweeping or multiple passes with the brush. I want very static, almost boring strokes. Which is hard because I put a lot of angles in this damn thing. What's up, Saboteur? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Black. Ginger Bear, appreciate you, man. Thank you for swinging through. And yeah, brother, whenever we ready, we ready. The pilot's lit. So I appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I will talk to you soon. It's a little dark, but that's fine. I really want to try to avoid giving this dude the Hitler mustache here, but it's just the way it's just the way I drew it. Oh, brother. Yep. What up, Saboteur? How you doing? All right. Trying to get a bit more red in here. Like I was saying, I'm going to use a bit more red on his suit than normal, but I don't know if that ends up brown. I gotta test it out. I think that'll work. Sab, you believe Alex Ross when he says he draws everything in grayscale first? Why is it that I can't believe it? Yeah, I'm basically doing the same thing except with burn umber. All right. Use my brush. I'm going to be doing a lot of this type of brush work here to show brushed steel and metal, whatever the heck his freaking mask is made out of. You know what that looks like? Remember those Obey? Was it Obey? Or those Obama graphic posters? That's what that looks like. Obama. Been here now? Okay. That's gonna take a few passes, but we working it. I'm always in between a very watery mix and a thicker mix. I think what has me afraid here, or kind of like tentative, is the size of this thing. And I don't want to go too fast. But I know what areas need to be dark, like the inside of his hood here. So I don't mind doing this. But one of the things that you'll hear a lot if you are new to gouache is about how to keep a consistent color or consistent paint, not color, just consistency period on how to from palette to canvas. And you're going to hear a lot about, what is it, tea, coffee, milk, butter. I don't work that way. It's all about trial and error, really. If it doesn't stick, there's too much water. If you have paint down, and instead of layering it, you start removing paint, too much water. Sometimes, y'all, all you gotta do is wait. If you put too much color or too much water in your palette, you can tell. It'll start running and moving. You really don't want your paint to be moving. Like, I don't know if there isn't that much of an example here. But earlier, this pool of paint was moving. I could move my palette up and down, and it would pool and collect in an area. So what I've done, now that I can kind of control the consistency a bit better because of this palette. I need to go find who made this palette because I keep singing their praises. I just leave it open so it can dry up, and that allows the consistency that I want to lay on top of my other paints. Because if I was to use that consistency, if it had too much moisture in my brush, in the paint, all it would do was pull up the underneath layers. And there's 100% chance that might happen later. But I have my fans on, or my ceiling fan on, so I don't really run a risk of having too much moisture in anything. But if it happens, I'll show you what it means and what it looks like. It's really annoying. It's frustrating, especially when you're further into a painting, a gouache painting, and that happens. But it's not the end of the world. Just move, don't leave it alone, let it dry, and you'll be able to come back later and fix it. or adjust it. Savvy. All right. This color I have on his cheek and jowls is basically going to be the cloth texture on his hood. That's reflective light. I mean, ouch. All right, so example, I dipped my brush into the water and I didn't remove all the excess water, and I started to mix my paints. So if you see right here, see how watery that is? See how it kind of like pools and collects? If I go ahead and put that here, I'm gonna have a problem, or it won't even stick to the canvas. I don't want that. You could either mix it with some other paint, like I just mixed it with the white to add to make a different color and a thicker consistency. See how it doesn't pool, it doesn't move. It just kind of like adheres to my brush. That's exactly what I want. I'm just gonna try to add some grays here. This is gonna make And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a warmer color, but I'm also trying to mute it. So I added a little bit of everything. It's one of the things that I do. I use a dirty palette. What I used to do before this, and I had a regular palette like the one behind me, you would let all the paints just stick to each other after a while and just use them all. I don't know if that was very good. All right, enough of that. Just want like a dull red here. And I am letting my colors blend in with each other, because that's going to be the base. I'm still going to add some shadows, but I'm trying to stick to my drawing and what's light and dark. Trying to make it all work. I'm doing well, Susan. How are you? You've been loving dry paint palettes lately. What do you mean, dry paint palettes? Yeah, and I've been doing the if it means the opposite of what I'm doing. Um, keeping the oh, you mean like dry gouache, almost like if the watercolor style pans? That's kind of cool. If that is it. Ah, yes. That's kind of cool. Squeezing the paint out into the well somewhere to watercolor, letting it dry, and then when I go to use it, the consistency is much more controlled. That's kind of cool. Well, no. So I tried and I bought a. I have so many different palettes. I haven't tried that. That is kind of cool. I think this dude does that. Chris Sava, Christopher Sava, Christian Sava. I can't remember his name. I feel terrible. That's kind of cool. Do you end up fighting less with the paint that way? Right? You said the consistency is better. That's cool. What? And make it easy? No. It doesn't crack. Yeah, M-Gram is really good though too. So, I mean, if you're gonna use it, you have to go with a really good brand. I um, I tried to. I'm trying to remember what brand I used, and I've lost way too much to mold, which is really gross. Especially like if you don't if you don't catch it, all of a sudden you go and grab your paint and it's like. So I've been really digging the tubes and just using what I need, using this wet palette, and then getting rid of it, because I've been able to successfully remix my colors. Or what I've been trying to do is work in sections and just concentrate on one piece with those sets of colors and then move on, which is really cool. It helps with time management. I have a habit, or had a habit, of trying to do everything, right? Because I'm trying to be a painter and sit here and paint the whole thing and grab from every piece. And then I can't match colors. The stuff gets muddy. This way, I know that I'm not going to finish all this today. I'm actually going to be out of here in a half an hour, right? I can seal my palette, leave it alone, and I have my colors for maybe the next week. You know, that's kind of cool. But having the dry palette, you never have to worry about that stuff. I'm trying to blend that into oblivion. Ruth Wilshaw has an amazing blending technique. She uses it mainly for like really beautiful nighttime scenes, forest scenes, mythical, I think is the word I'm looking for. Fantasy scenes. But I use her technique more for blending into my backgrounds. But I would love to do one of her tutorials. Maybe in the future. I'm just trying to clean up my lines here. All right, here we go. I got a bad shoulder, so this is going to be tricky. I'm trying to go down this line here, but I also want to whip it. So I gotta use my hand, hold my wrist. Here we go. And I'm at an angle. I am looking at a scan of my drawing. So that's what I'm looking at to keep my, because I am going to lose my pencil marks. To keep me grounded. And what I did is something that I did for my swamp thing. And I've been doing it ever since. If I remember, my scanning to scan it. I get a new space for a smaller brush later. Now, because all my black is gone, all I'm using is this giant smudge of. I had blue in there, I had burnt sienna, and my black, and that's it. It's kind of like a really neutral gray. It's kind of warm, which is fine. I just need a base, and it's gonna look darker than it appears on my palette. I just need to keep my shadows. And then I can work around them with highlights like the way I did up here. And I'm going to add more dark. But those make for really good base. Those first dark lines I did. Janier, appreciate you. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you for hanging out. Just remember, these kind of Wednesday sessions are workshop talk sessions. So if you ever have a question or anything you want to see, a technique that you saw, or just anything, brother or sister, ask. If I don't know it, we're going to find it out together. Because I'm pretty sure I don't know it. But thank you. Nonetheless, thank you so much for hanging out. Enjoy your dinner. Peace. All right. That's not too bad of a start. I believe her name. I'm just rereading your stuff, Susan. So you said, "Oh God, I used a Stay Wet palette for the M-Gram fluffy mold everywhere." Yeah. So this is the longest I've had this in here, and it was maybe Thursday of last week, and I've always looked at it. So I was chucking these every other day. I haven't had it go over a week. Today's the first time. I think tomorrow would be a full week. I want to use as much of it, and then I'm chucking it. But yeah, man, it's so frustrating and disappointing whenever you see something like that. I know. The artist's name is Ruth. I'm gonna get the link for her, 'cause she's amazing. Give me un momento. Where are you? All right. Ruth. Yeah, Ruth Wilshaw. I've used a bit of her technique, especially for blending. That's her right there. I'm gonna put it in the I think I can't put it over there either. I'm gonna put it in the horizontal chat as well. Bam! Check out her channel. It's amazing. That's the thing. I don't do those type of paintings, but I don't have to. The way she shows the technique, it opened up other opportunities for me to try it other places, and that's what art is about. All right. I need a grayish blue. Just gonna put some blue right on my black here, my dirty black paint. That's it. I think that was ultramarine blue. Just mixing it here. It's very muted and gray, but it has some blue tones in it. And I don't care if it mixes with any other warmer colors, because that type of variety is encouraged here in this in Casa de Mel. Now the trick is, I'm trying to see where it would best fit. I guess that'll be fine. Now we can wing it. I'm gonna probably keep it closer to the center. I'm still using almost like portrait principles. Only blue would have been in the bottom of the face. Alright, let's see if we can add a bit more. Because then over this, near the end, is going to be almost pure white. That didn't change, did it? I still can't get used to how... Oh, that's... and it's dirty. That might be too much. Hopefully it'll dry darker. So let me just put this down here because I want that lighter. That's a little darker than I wanted, but I'll use it for my shadow then. Have you seen her stuff before, Susan, or that's the first time you hear it? I don't know how. This was I found so many really good artists during my the beginning of my processes here, and for looking for tutorials. I wasn't always successful finding a tutorial, but I found a lot of really good artists, and she was one of them. I couldn't really follow her tutorials just because she's so advanced that even when she is, I'm not going to say dumbing down her process, like explaining it clearly, I couldn't get it. I want a little bit of yellow. Make a pale green here. Yeah, YouTube is huge. And the algorithm is not always helpful. I've gotten recommendations to stuff that I'm like, I would never. I don't know where this. Well, I'm getting a black streak here. Clean your brush. Yeah, the algorithm makes no sense. What type of atmosphere surrounds that character, and how is it influencing the lighting on the face? So I'm doing a bit of bounce lighting from his hoodie. So he's getting some red on there, and it's just gonna be some dull green here. It's kind of like, it would be more like I wouldn't say throne room feel, more like a quiet room, maybe a fireplace in front of him, that type of a setting. But you're definitely being looked down upon by freaking Doom here. But the thing that I wanted to make sure I didn't do is all of it green. So I'm trying to use opposites from my color wheel here. Pow. So before I start, and even my greens are going to be muted. They're not going to be green, green, green. They're probably going to be in the yellow-green side. So because of that, I didn't want to go too purple, even though that's a bit purple. So that's all. Trying to find a good balance for it. Atmosphere-wise, is going to be darker. So he's uplit. All right, what do I got? I got like 10 minutes. All right. But the way I see it is more kind of like a yes. So he's definitely, it's kind of like if it was theatrical. Some people are talking and he's not paying attention. It's just right there. And honestly, I didn't want to paint him all the way green. I'm gonna show you an old one of the first ones I did of Doctor Doom, and I muted my colors. I muted the greens and used a lot of yellow. That's what it felt like. But then I looked at it the other day. Where are you? You the last one? Yeah. This one's a little bit different. Definitely more green, but I went warmer on this one and kept his the pieces that hold his tunic together to be kind of like the warm. It looks like it's just got some bling. Yeah, I used a lot of warm greens for his face and a lot of flat brush strokes. Thank you, Sebo. He's getting a little lost because everything is in the same, almost in the same. But once I start adding the black, he'll start sinking into that hoodie, the background. Now I don't know what color I'm gonna do this. Should I? You know what would have been dupe, and I can still do it. I think if I go with the traditional green here for Doom, I can add some green hints on his metal as if it was reflecting. Ooh. Ah, man. More work. we'll see how that goes. That's one thing that's so dope about Gouache, that you can go right over it. Glow factor. You know what's something that's weird that I've been trying to focus on? Wet eyes. Like teary eyes. There's something about the teary eye that just adds something. A eeriness, a realism, or just something. Not necessarily teary, just watery. Like not just that glare, but juiciness underneath here. I'm really oh man, Sabo, you made me lose my train of thought. I'm gonna read you stuff because I want to talk about it real quick. Oh yeah, I'm really fighting myself from not going full blacks to bring them out, because I really do need to focus on getting these tones in the metal first, because then the black is just gonna be so funny. How they brought Doom into the main villain when the Fantastic Four movies never really did much with him. There was such a lost opportunity with Doom. His power set was real. Serendipity. The artist is the queen of juicy eyeballs. She does creepy cute surrealism. Her name is Serendipity? Or the queen of juicy eyeballs? But yeah, Sebo, they did nothing. And it was unfortunate because the guy, may rest in peace, the actor, he wasn't very charismatic in that role. And I know why they brought him there, because he was charismatic in his role in Nip and Tuck. You guys remember that? But he did nothing there. They really didn't do anything for him in the MCU version. Serendipity, the artist. Okay. And it's unfortunate, because Doom is such a cool dude, and he's not just a villain, which is the crux of it all. I don't have any more black. Ouch. Yep. Was he even in the ones from my ex? Yes, he was the main villain in both of them. He Yep. Yeah, in the first movie he was the one that was, I'm sorry to say, he was trying to court her, marry her in the first movie. I rewatched them, Sarah. Yeah, you did. He was like, it was only Fantastic. There wasn't even the Fantastic Four. For the originals, Susan, yeah, he was great, but I just wish they made him into like the rich goober, jealous goober. He is kinda. But I guess, I mean, what are they gonna do? His power set was weird. He blew a hole in that dude in the in the car in the garage. He basically pulled a Norman Osborn on him. Michael Chiklis as the Thing was great. I'm a huge fan of Michael Chiklis. What's the over/under? Is he gonna make an appearance in the new ones? Gonna bring him back. They're terrible, by the way, but they were fun to watch. Maybe. Chris Evans did fine. Bro, I think she's getting married again. I think she is married again. You dropped the ball on that one, bro. That lady's a mogul. You ruined it, bro. That's a great highlight color. Is it a white mix? Yeah, it's just basically a bit of everything. Little bit of blue, little bit of this yellow I had here. This is my version of the dirty palette. So trying not to grab some of the major colors. I've had yellow, vermilion, whatever the heck that color was. So yeah, I added a little bit of that. Mostly yellow, mostly just white and light blue. There's so many other colors in there that it just makes it pop. Later, at the end, I'll use maybe a purer mix. Right now, I'm just grabbing from all over as I just find my... And that's it. I'm just making sure I'm looking at my drawing and keeping the shades where it's supposed to be and the highlights where they're supposed to be, but also allowing some play in between. I wanted to get these all in right so that when I get all the darker colors, especially just the black, to tie it all, because this is going to be black inside the eye sockets, mostly black, to give it more depth in there, to look like it's like those old movies where the lights kind of like dim and it's just his eyes. kind of losing it here. I need a lighter color. What color? That's too dark. And I'm not even being finicky about the brushstrokes. I want them to kind of show. To give it that brushed metal look. And it makes it seem like if the fire's dancing in front of them. Gouache is so weird. Sometimes you can't even gauge the tone of it. I thought that was going to be a lot lighter. Now I might have to wait for it to dry. I was a bit disappointed in the new Fantastic Four movie, and I might just have to watch it again. I think I'm being, I don't know. I don't know what I expected. It wasn't that, though. And although they were the Fantastic Four, there were certain things about it that I really enjoyed and things that I just wasn't prepared for. I wasn't prepared for how cool Ben Grimm and Johnny were with each other. Not cool in characters. I'm glad they didn't dumb down Johnny. Johnny, that's what I call him. Like, I think I'm glad they made him a bit smarter and more like in it. He was still a jokester, but he wasn't a frat bro like Chris Evans was. Although that character of Johnny Storm is very much a frat bro. Ben Grimm was dope. I love Ben Grimm. I love him. But yeah, we'll see. I was not happy, really, to see that they were just going to put Robert Downey in the suit. I thought they could have done something better. I think that they could have given it to somebody else. And they can pretend like that was the plan all along, but that's BS. But anyway, with that rant, party peoples, it's been 2 hours. Thank you guys for hanging out in this second Wednesday workshop. Last week we did a little bit of portrait, working on reference, and we were talking a little bit about just not necessarily adhering to reference. Oh no, Butterfingers. But just kind of making reference fit our own narratives and how to do it that way. And it was great because some of the people, even as I said it, people watching was like, yeah, it don't look like it. It don't look like her. So clearly they missed the point. No, I'm kidding. And today was just about gouache, and I wanted to do some painting. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, asking, or just watching. But yeah, so this is what we're gonna be doing next every Wednesday's workshop, talk shop. Just talking about a little bit of everything. So I appreciate you. I'll be off mañana. I don't do Thursdays. I will see you on Friday. So yes, indeedy. Thank you guys so much. This is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello. God bless you. Love you. Mean it. And until next time. I'll draw you later. Just put the music on for a bit while I clean up. But I see you guys. Bye.